Okay, let's dive right into this. Do you ever feel like you're just drowning in work, buried under this massive mountain of tasks, and the clock just seems to be ticking faster and faster? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then this is for you. We're about to break down a really powerful framework that's going to help you get back in the driver's seat.
I mean, this is a feeling we all know, isn't it? That constant feeling of being behind, playing catch-up, where your to-do list just seems to multiply no matter how many hours you put in. It's a totally universal frustration in any demanding job.
But here's the twist, and this is what's so powerful. Both experience and science tell us the same thing. The problem usually isn't the amount of work. The real problem is about priority. It's not about a lack of time, it's about a lack of clarity on what really matters. And that's the core idea we're going to dig into. So, to get a handle on this whole priority problem, we first need to understand a fundamental little quirk in how our brains are wired. It's something called the urgency trap, and it's the main reason we so often find ourselves spinning our wheels on completely the wrong things. So here's what's going on in our heads. Our brains are basically built for survival. So when something is urgent, the phone rings, a last-minute email lands, it triggers this little stress response, a shot of adrenaline, and we just react. But the important stuff, the things that actually build our future, well, they don't come with a built-in alarm bell. They require us to be proactive, to plan, and that's just harder for our brains to do.
And this, right here, is the result. When we're stuck in that urgency trap, we're drowning in what you'd call activity. We feel busy, we look busy, we're definitely doing stuff, but that's not the same thing as productivity. Productivity is about making real, solid progress on the things that are actually going to make a difference in the long run.
So, how do we get out of this trap? How do we escape this cycle? Well, the answer lies in a super simple but incredibly effective tool. It's a 4-quadrant framework that's going to help us sort through the chaos, get some clarity, and finally take back control of our day.
So that's the big question, right? If we can just figure out how to categorize all the tasks coming at us, we can finally break free from simply reacting to whatever's shouting the loudest and start being strategic about where we put our energy.
And here it is. It's a simple matrix. See, every single task on your plate, everything you have to do, can be measured against just 2 things. How important is it, and how urgent is it? And when you do that, it creates these 4 distinct quadrants. Each one needs a totally different approach. Let's break them down.
We're going to start with the most dramatic, most demanding quadrant of them all. This is the one that makes the most noise and causes the most stress. Welcome to what we call the firefighting zone.
Okay, so quadrant 1 is for anything that is both mission-critical and time-sensitive. These are the real crises, the genuine fires you have to put out. They're unavoidable, high-stakes situations that need your full and undivided attention right now. And in a serious professional role, you know exactly what this looks like. We're talking active law and order situations, sudden violent protests, immediate operational deployments, or those absolutely critical, can't-miss deadlines. If you delay these, things get worse. So for quadrant 1, the rule is crystal clear. You take command, you make the decision, and you act immediately. But here's the really important insight. If you find yourself spending your entire day here, it's a huge warning sign that you're just reacting, jumping from one crisis to the next. Now let's shift gears to what is honestly the most powerful quadrant. This is where the highest performers and the most effective leaders choose to spend most of their time. This is the proactive zone. See, these are the tasks that are incredibly important for your long-term success, but they don't have that screaming urgency attached to them. This is where the real deep work lives. Strategy, planning, building relationships, improving your systems. It's the stuff that actually prevents future fires from ever starting in the first place. A perfect example of this is handling something like the departmental promotion committee process. It is hugely important for morale and the health of the whole organization, but you usually have plenty of time to get it right. It never has to become a last-minute quadrant 1 emergency. So the action here is simple, but it's not always easy. It's not about delay, it's about advanced planning. You have to literally carve out time for these things. Put them in your calendar because they won't demand your attention. This kind of proactive focus is really the hallmark of a high-performing team.
Okay, let's move on to a really sneaky one. This is the quadrant that can just quietly eat up your entire day if you're not paying attention. This is the interruption zone.
Now, quadrant 3 tasks, they feel urgent. They pop up, they demand your attention, they seem important. But when you really step back and look at them, you realize they aren't critical to your goals. And here's the key.
They are often someone else's priority disguised as your emergency.
You know exactly what I'm talking about here. It's things like those daily situation reports that have to go out, routine data compilation, so many unnecessary meetings that clog up the calendar, and a whole lot of emails. They feel urgent, but they don't actually need your unique, high-level input.
So what's the move here? The rule is to delegate. Your job as a leader isn't to get bogged down in routine processing, it's to focus on high-impact decisions. These tasks should be handled by a well-designed system or a trusted member of your team, which frees you up for that critical quadrant 2 work.
And that brings us to the final quadrant. This is the place where productivity, creativity, and good work just goes to die. This is the waste zone.
These tasks are neither important nor urgent. They are, frankly, time wasters. They often give you the illusion of being busy, it feels like you're doing something, but they contribute absolutely zero value to what you're trying to achieve.
And come on, we have all seen this, right? Spending hours just tweaking the font on a report instead of focusing on the actual content. Endlessly redrafting a document that was already approved, or getting stuck in those endless CC email chains that have absolutely nothing to do with you. The action for this quadrant is the most direct one of all. Stop. Just stop doing it. These tasks have to be ruthlessly eliminated from your workflow. You have to remember, it's the impact of your work that matters, not the appearance of being busy. Okay, so let's zoom out and put this all together into one complete action map. When you see it all laid out like this, you can really understand how this simple tool can shift you and your entire team from being constantly stressed and reactive to being proactive and in control. So here it is, the whole shebang. If it's important and urgent, that's quadrant 1. You do it now. If it's important but not urgent, quadrant 2. You plan and schedule it. If it's urgent but not important, quadrant 3. You delegate it. And if it's not urgent and not important, quadrant 4. You simply eliminate it. This framework moves you from fighting fires to actually preventing them. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. The real goal isn't just about managing your time better, it's about managing your focus. Because the day you become crystal clear on the difference between what's just screaming for your attention and what truly deserves it, well, that's the day you don't just get control over your work, you get control over the pressure that comes with it.